Now, China's biopharma industry is booming. Homegrown firms that make drugs from biological sources are now eyeing the global market. According to consultancy firm McKinsey, it's down to steady capital, robust supply chains, supportive policies, and huge numbers of highly trained scientists. Back in 2018, the United States dominated the biotech sector, listing 62 companies on the stock exchange. In Europe, there were 16. In China, just 4. Fast forward to September 2025, it's a very different picture. The number of US IPOs has shrunk to 36. Europe's new listings are down to 4, but China's, look at this, have grown to 36, neck and neck with the United States. China is also becoming the place for clinical trials. It enrolls patients twice as fast as the global average and roughly 50% cheaper than in the US and Europe. Now, Jin Wang is a senior partner at McKinsey and leads its life sciences division in Greater China.
I think in 2025, we are seeing an increasingly clear two-part story of China innovation. One is China as a market, China for China. The other one is China as a source of innovation, China for global. There's always going to be uncertainties, right? Again, even for one single drug, it's meant to be high investment, high risk. That's the nature of the industry. So for the entire industry, there could be different uncertainties and scenarios as well. But again, just given how strong and healthy that ecosystem has become over the past 10 years, I think there's a lot of conviction in the industry that this momentum will continue.
Let's talk about what this means for patients, because cancer is a central focus for the Chinese firms. Weight loss drugs, they're also a hot target. Are there any other specific areas of of research where China is possibly creating more competition for more treatments that are ultimately going to mean smaller prices?
Absolutely, the innovation is so important for the patients, right? For Chinese patients, but ideally for the patients around the world. Cancer is a very good example because cancer is just such a significant and growing disease burden everywhere. So again, if you think about the China's innovation pipeline assets, today, about 50% of this 2,000 China-based innovative pipeline assets is focused on treating cancers. That is how important it is. And if you think about the gap in today's cancer patients' treatment, China's 5-year survival rates is, for many cancer types, is still below the level in the U.S. So there's so much hope and promise that can be coming from this increasing pipeline research and innovation developed in China.
And what about investors? I'm thinking about profits here, because most Western giants took about a century to get to this kind of scale. Can China close that gap and capture market share?
From investment standpoints, again, this comes back to this notion of ecosystem, right? Yeah. This has to make sense from the economic standpoints. When we have increasingly strong ecosystem, all these inputs, will translate into this innovation output, right? All these medicines that are being developed will be launched, will be accessible to patients, and then hopefully, when those assets are being used by patients, it will also generate a reasonable return for the biotech company, for the biopharma company, but also for the investors who are behind those companies, right, along this journey. So when those companies are capturing reasonable economic return, this will make the entire ecosystem even stronger, even healthier. So this is going to be a very positive, self-reinforcing mechanism going forward.
If Chinese biopharma is moving beyond in China for China, what does it mean for the rest of the world?
It means more hope for patients, right, globally. And it will create more competition, but competition has been the basis for this industry over the past centuries, right, as you say. So this is going to be healthy competition, but leading to more benefits for patients.